The Still Loading podcast is brought to you by the wonderful people on Patreon. Amazing people like Kevin from the Bit by Bit Foundation, Gilmer, Ryan K, Matt aka Stormageddon, Melissa S, Pib Extra, Dennis S, Parallax Puddles, Stephen P, and Mr. Biscuits have all been wonderful enough to support the show over there. So if you would also like to get your name read at the beginning of an episode, along with a bunch of other goodies, go over to patreon.com/stillloadingpod and check out everything it has to offer. On this episode of Still Loading...
Please don't! Retreat! Retreat!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this new episode of the Still Loading podcast. I'm your host, Josh Koval, and today's episode, we took a month-long break for Backlog Month, but we are back with a new video game cartoon episode. This month's dive into a video game cartoon is Legend of Zelda Episode 9, Stinging a Stinger. And joining me, as usual, my co-host with the Mo-host, Dexter Morrill. Dex, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm stinging it up over here.
I hope not. That means you're stealing shit.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was a term. I guess I kind of learned that from this episode.
I wonder if they're going with the movie The Sting, which was that kind of thing, which is a heist type of movie. So I wonder if that's kind of the vibe they're going for, but it's not. Yeah, it's not really on the nose at first, to say the least.
I always thought a sting in that sense was when criminals are tricked by the police, like a sting operation.
Yeah, that's what I would have thought too, but not in this one, at least. He is tricked. Link is tricked by a dude named Sleezenose, or as I affectionately put in my notes, Sleaze Bitch. That's his name.
Everyone's favorite Zelda character, Sleezenose, right?
No, Sleaze Bitch. That's everyone's favorite Zelda. Yeah. The director of this episode was John Groost. I'm once again don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it, but Groost just makes me laugh. Written by Bab Forward. Not doing the Bob Duca thing again like I did last time. This episode came out on November 3rd, 1989. And the live action Mario segment. Now, did you watch? I sent it to you, Dex. Did you watch the live action Mario segment?
I did.
Oh, man, I'm excited to discuss that at the end of the episode.
It was a real winner.
Yeah, it sure is something. It sure is something. So, yes, we are going to be discussing these two episodes, and I'm excited for it. And there's some crazy lore that drops in the live-action Mario segment, which I'm excited to get to. But anyway, the Zelda cartoon, though, it begins with Link riding on horseback, but when I say riding on horseback, I mean laying down like it's a bed, and he's just laying on the back of the horse while it's riding, which props to him for the balance.
Yeah, exactly. I thought the same thing. I was like, there's no way that is as comfortable as he looks right now.
That horse has the flattest back of any horse in the world. It might as well just be a shelf. That's what I'm understanding from the logic that we're seeing right here. He's counting a little forget-me-not, and he's like, she loves me not, or whatever he said, based something like that. And then he comes upon this poor old man, Dexter. He's a poor old man getting mugged by a couple of ruffians, some scoundrels, some scallywags, Dexter.
Yes. Scallywag is what I would probably define them as.
And he goes to help him, and they start attacking him, and there's a fun little fight scene. He cuts a club in half, and the club bounces on, like, it flies up in the air and hits the dude in the head. Another dude throws a fucking like javelin, like a what would you call it? Like
Well, I would call it a bident because it
a Biden. Okay, don't get
because
political now.
because it, 'cause it
Biden.
has two little spokes or two little tines on the end. So I'm calling it a bident instead of a
A
trident.
Bident. I love that. It's a bident, duodent.
Yeah,
Um,
that was the coolest part for me in this episode, which I hate for it to admit that it peaked so soon, but when he throws the bident at Link and Link just holds up his sword and splits the thing in half. I was like, that's amazing.
I prefer the dude with the spike rake, where it's literally just like a broom handle, but with spikes at the bottom, which its only possible use is maybe slightly like mildly kind of like jousting in an enemy's vague direction. Um, or just stomping someone's foot with it, which would really hurt. Like that would fuck up your foot pretty bad if that were to happen to you. So it it's yeah, this episode goes places early on, but he rescues the dude and
Well,
the person
did you say what he did with the rake, with the spike rake?
oh, he walked into it, Dex.
He throws it and immediately runs into where he threw it and steps on it like a rake. Yeah.
doesn't Nink, oh my gosh, doesn't Link like deflect it somewhere? I thought no,
No,
maybe not.
the guy just goes, "I'm out of here," and like throws it over his head. But then immediately, like he throws it over his shoulder, and then immediately runs in the direction that he threw it and steps on it
And
like a
steps on it and it wabaps him right in the face.
yep, just like you would expect
Wabap.
from a cartoon.
Uh, and he this beggar merchant man is he's very grateful to Link, and I wrote down in my notes Dex that like the merchant is sleazy as fuck and Link is dumb as shit for not noticing. His name is Sleezenose, like, and what makes it even more dumb is that he convinces Link to trade his sword for this rare sword that will make women pine over you. That's what he says, and of course Link, being the hound dog that he is, thinks with his lower half, not his brain. Um, it goes for it, but I'm like, my dude, my guy, you traded your laser sword
Right.
for this basic bitch sword.
Yep. Yeah, because that's what he is. Which Sleazenose is pretty sneaky here because it doesn't say at first like he's going to give him this new sword, but it takes Link being like, "But wait, I can't put this sword away in my pocket because I've already got a sword in the sheath here." And that's when Sleazenose is like, "Oh, let me take that off your hands."
I mean, two things can be true at once. Like, you can have both.
Right.
I don't understand.
I
And
mean,
like
look at
Sleezenose is
Leonardo.
like
Leonardo the Ninja
Sleezenose
Turtle.
has to be the worst grifter or stinger, if we're going by this episode's title, ever, because his whole plan is in the hopes that my guess is that he was hoping the ruffians would be able to defeat Link, and if he wasn't, then he would like convince Link to, like, let me, like, I'll give you a good deal or something like that. And he doesn't do any of that though. He just gives Link the sword, and Link's like, "Well, I have too many swords now. I'll just give you this one." And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. If the dude's giving you a sword, you keep a gift. You don't trade it. Like, what's wrong with you? And then when Sleezenose shows up later in the episode, he does an even dumber, like, more dumb, excuse me, like bargaining, haggling, whatever the fuck, like sleaze nosing attempt. It's just he's just crazy. I love this character for how just silly he is.
Yeah, I would say that it's like a Smeagol kind of situation, but this was, I mean, like obviously the Lord of the Rings books existed before this, but the Andy Serkis version that we know from the movies, like that's what it almost feels like. Sleazenose is acting like the Smeagol Golem character from the
A
movies,
little bit.
but
His voice is very similar to that as well. Zelda
right,
did it first.
yeah, Zelda did it first.
Going back to our trope of the cartoons did it first. But yeah, it's just strange. And he does trade Link that sword. Then right when he does, Link hears Zelda in need of help. She's being chased by some eyeballs with wings. What's the proper term for them again, Dex? I never remember these things.
Patra, I believe.
Hatra or Petra?
Patra, Patra.
Patra. Okay. She's chased by eyeballs shooting lasers, and Link goes to fight them, and he tries to deflect one of their lasers, and the sword breaks immediately, just fucking shatters. And I love though that they don't even fight the Petra away. They're like, "Well, what are we going to do now? Oh no, Ganon's coming." But Link does get shot by one of the Patra, but it's like a weird temporary injury. It's almost like, "Ah, you bruised my shin." And then as he's getting up, that's when Ganon shows up.
Right. Yeah, he gets zapped in the foot or the leg. Isn't
Right
that?
in the shin. Right in the
Oh,
shin.
and it's in the shin.
Right in
They
the
kick him in the
shinsticles.
shin. Take that. Yeah. Yeah, that like you said, yeah, perfect timing for Ganon to show up.
Ganon does indeed show up, and he captures them. And it's kind of funny, like looking at the like Ganon's like the way he imprisons them. He's in where the evil jar would normally be, but you don't see the evil jar. It's just like a pedestal leading up to where I guess he sits or whatever. And then there is obviously the dungeon. Gates, like six or three gates on each side of this kind of like wall, and you see Link and Zelda being hung by chains up on these like circle racks, right? These circles mounted to the wall,
Classic dungeon. Yeah.
and there is a skeleton that's really like if you think about it, Link's not like that short. There's a skeleton that's hanging, and it's just like don't bother taking him down. That man must have decomposed there, and you're just living with him with that rank smell for how long? Like it takes years for a body to decompose, right? Or at least a couple months. Like that means that you're living with this decomposing body, and you're like, we'll get to it later.
Could just be a Stalfos hanging around, taking a nap.
That could be. You're right. That could be a Stalfos, but it's very tall, and like you can tell, like I almost feel like it could probably get. Also, why can't it get out? There's no meat anymore. It could just slip out of the gauntlets.
That is true. Cartoon logic.
If it,
That's what
if
I'm
it
going
was
to
a
say.
Stalfos, if it was a Stalfos, I should say.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
So, right as Ganon is about to say, like I'm gonna, basically blackmail your father into giving me the Triforce, um that's when a moblin shows up, and who comes to visit Dexter? Who is the moblin announcing the visitation of?
Everyone's favorite Zelda character, Sleezenose.
You know him, you love him, you saw him 3 minutes ago. Good old sleaze bitch.
Yes. Somehow, yeah, shows up in Ganon's castle to do another sting, as they say. This time he's trying to sell the sword to Ganon.
For how much?
1,000 rupees.
And Ganon's reaction is like, what? That's white. Like he's so incensed by like the preposterous proposal.
He's played the
And
first game. He knows how hard it is to collect that many rupees.
yeah, that's true. That's very true. Ganon knows. And then of course Sleezenose, being the dumb idiot he is, basically like I'm like, what did you expect, dude? Like he has guards. Like he can just like you expect Ganon to adhere to like any sort, like you take it, you as Sleezenose, you win because you take advantage of people's like respect for rule of law. So you go into a place where he has no respect for rule of law. He's an evil character, and you know it. And it's like you don't trust it. You like, why would you trust him? It's so weird. He's a dumb character. And Link's just like berating him the whole time, like, this is all your fault. We wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for you. And there's actually like a really like around 7 minutes and like 30 seconds. The Sleezenose looks so defeated in the still. It's kind of amusing.
Yeah. He has, for those that have not seen it, he has a very long, like, crinkly nose, almost like a cartoon mosquito.
Yes, it's like Pinocchio, but a mosquito. And also he's got like the bushiest chin strap beard you've ever seen.
Yeah. Right.
That's not a sentence I was expecting to say, a bushy chin strap, but here we are.
Yes.
So they get thrown into the dungeon with Goma, the evil spider, that or crab spider or whatever. You see See, my first experience, like first time meeting Goma, was in Ocarina of Time, and she was a spider in that. But in this, she's more like kind of like a crab, right?
Yeah, she's always been kind of like a cross between like a crab spider with, but
A crider,
the feature that it always has is the big one eye.
a spab,
Y- a spab.
a
Yeah.
spider,
Sometimes
a spider
people
crab, a
mix
spab.
Gomo a spab, yes. And sometimes people mix Gomo with like scorpions and stuff too, but Goma's always perfect when you are introducing like a slingshot or a bow and arrow or some kind
Hmm.
of long range weapon to shoot at a giant eye.
Yes, and they do use a boomerang in this fight, but not to go after Goma's eye. They take Sleezenose and shake him upside down to see what he has to help out. They find a lockpick, so they set Sleezenose to go pick the lock, and Link then is running around trying to distract Goma, and Zelda lassos the one like horn on the front of its face, like its fang almost, and it just starts spinning around like over and over and over again. Like she is that like she'd be vomiting by the speed she was going. Honestly, it's good training if she wants to be an astronaut, man. Like the G forces that she's probably experiencing, and my God, she's got some grip strength.
Yes. Yeah, she's whipping her out. Actually, good voice performance, very believable when she lands. She's like, "I'm gonna be sick." I was like,
I
"Yeah, I felt
feel
that."
like I feel like at 9 minutes and 30 seconds, I feel like that should be the still for the episode Dex. Goma wrapped up in the rope with its two crabs, like two crab claws, excuse me, like up in the air. It's kind
Yeah,
of
that
perfect.
was very comedic. Yeah,
I love that. But in the way they defeat Goma, though, is that while Goma is distracted by Zelda getting spun around like crazy, Link throws his boomerang and it hits the stalactite up at the top of the ceiling, and it falls right on top of her face, not her head. It's not like her back. It's like right on the tip of her face, and it uh, causes her to crumple. And then Zelda lets go of the rope, which for some reason then. Even though the weight is gone at the end of the rope, it has enough crazy momentum that it still ties Goma up.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Physics don't matter in this world, Dexter.
Absolutely not. The only it's Hyrule physics, Hyrulean physics.
I was trying to think of a
Um,
pun with Hyrule physics, but nothing was coming. Sorry, what were you going to say?
I was gonna say they were also foolish enough to tell Sleazenose like, "Here, you pick the lock to get us out of here while we fight the monster." And
Like,
my first
what
thought
are.
was like,
Yeah.
he's gonna run away as soon as he gets the chance, and that's exactly. He says the quiet part out loud. He's like, "I'm gonna lock them in here after I get out." But luckily, Link and Zelda show up, and they're like, what now?"
Well, what's weird though is that like they were completely playing it on the hope that he would not get out on time, right? Like that is
Right.
the entirety of their plan hinges on the fact that Sleezenose is not going to be able to pick a lock before they beat Goma, which is a ballsy fucking move because like you don't know what it's going to take to beat Goma.
Right. Yeah. And it's like you said, a boomerang and rope.
That's pretty much it.
Yep.
That is
And it
pretty
does
much
get
it.
hit in the eye, like you said, with that stalactite, and it's a very awkward looking when it gets hit in the eye, because like the eye puckers in, like instead of closing like a normal eye would, like you would imagine. I don't know if you noticed that or not.
No, say that again.
When Goma gets hit in the eye with the stalactite, it like the eye kind of like puckers in, like in a cartoon when someone gets punched in
Yeah.
the face and like their face kind of caves in. That's kind of what happens with Goma's eye. Instead of blinking like a normal eye.
Does her eye look like a butthole or something? Is that what you're
Yeah,
talking about?
yes, I was I
Are
was
you trying
trying
to
to
allude to that?
allude to that, but yeah, well, okay, 9 minutes and 13 seconds. We get Goma butthole eye.
A lot of times I use audio for the cold, the little tagline at the beginning of the episode. Like I use audio from the cartoon as the
Yeah,
tagline for the beginning of the episode. of the podcast episode, maybe I'll just use that, 9 minutes and 13 seconds, go my butthole eye.
I'll awaken some Manchurian candidate somewhere with that.
They just go around attacking buttholes. That sounds gross, actually. That's I'm going to cut that out. uh, oh my gosh. So yes, they do get out of the prison cell. Like you said, Sleaze bitch almost tries to leave them there. They end up back at the castle, and they just devise a plan for, they basically go to the castle and they try to they're going to talk to the Triforce to seek wisdom. And the Triforce's wisdom, like, advice is, well, if you can't beat him with magic, use natural means. That's literally I'm paraphrasing, that's not word for word, but if we can't fight him with magic, you have to use natural weapons. And Zelda goes, so you mean like bugs and stuff?
When she said that, I was like, that's not the answer. And they're like, yes. Like, what?
It was the answer. These motherfuckers warded off Ganon with nothing but 3 beehives. That was it.
It's more pathetic than the wet bandits in Home Alone.
A little.
Like,
Well, they make Sleezenose get the beehives, which I think is really funny.
yeah, that was funny.
These giant hornets' nests. Now, from my understanding, though, hornets are pretty territorial. I don't think they would make 3. They show them like 3 in the trees right next to each other. I'm pretty sure they would be separated, like, pretty
Yeah,
far. Like, normally bees and hornets don't like nest right next to each other, like different hives, I should say, as far as I'm aware. If there's any, like, scientists or nature people out there,
the
let me
expert.
know.
Yeah,
But he gets those, and then for no reason, but you find out the reason later, they dig up a whole bunch of sand and ants and put them in a box.
yeah. I think it's supposed to be like a giant anthill they're digging into.
Yeah.
But yeah, during all of this, they also build a little trebuchet or like catapult, whatever you want to call it. Um, but during all of this little montage, they play music that we haven't heard throughout the entirety of this show. And as far as I know, it's not any Zelda music. Which makes me wonder if they had kind of like in Captain N, if there was like a different song here and they replaced it because it's very generic music. I don't know if you noticed.
It is. Yeah, I wonder if
Kind of
it's like
generic
that.
Renaissance fair music.
I was listening to it. I was like, it honestly, it fits, but you're right. It really isn't any Zelda music or anything like that. I wonder if you're right, dude. I wonder if they just replaced the music for the YouTube version. I might, I did buy my brother the DVD of this show. I might
Nice.
just have to take it from him because I know he hasn't fucking watched it, that piece of shit. So how dare he not accept my wonderful gift? No, I might borrow it, I should say.
You should
And
be watching it every day.
he just, next time I see him, it's just nothing but "excuse me, princess." I'm like, no, you took the wrong lessons. You shouldn't be doing this.
Right.
uh yeah, so they have that montage with the weird generic Renaissance fair music. They set it all up. Sleezenose comes out and gives Ganon a chest, this beautiful gold lined, and like it looks like a treasure chest. And he's like, I brought you the Triforce, your evilness, or whatever it is. And what's inside that chest, though, Dexter? Because he's just pretending.
Um, it would. I'm trying to find a way to tie this into The Wicker Man, starring Nicolas Cage. Um, when the famous infamous line, "Not the bees, not the bees." It's a beehive. That
But it is the beat. No, you should have.
it
No,
is.
here. I'll give you this now. I'm not cutting any of this out, but I'll give you this now. You should have.
Let's
When
workshop
I
this right
said
now.
what's in there, Dex, you should have just said not the bees, not the bees, but it is the bees.
There we go. Yes, we've workshopped the joke. There we go.
There you go.
But yeah,
Y-
that's exactly what happened. And this is also your moment for the audience to, if you haven't, go check out the end of Wicker Man, starring Nicolas Cage. It's wild.
I still have never seen that movie. I
It's
know the
got some
scene. I've
crazy.
seen the clip. I've seen the clip and I've heard the soundbite obviously numerous
Um,
times.
Better yet, there's a YouTube video online of all of the wild moments from that movie just strung together into one incoherent thing of madness. Like it includes the moment where Nicolas Cage is dressed up like a bear and runs up and punches a like a middle-aged woman in the face. He also steals a bike from a child. Like the movie's crazy.
I need
It
to
just
watch this
shows
movie.
Nicolas Cage on this crazy rampage.
And this is actually coming out after Halloween, but that would have been, it's a little perfect for. In fact, actually, the live action Mario segment is kind of perfect for Halloween. Too bad we're
It
releasing this like a week
is.
or two after.
Yeah. It is a good one. But Halloween people, you can be spooky all year.
Yeah, spookiness isn't reserved for just October.
That's right.
Spooktober. Um, so they Ganon opens up the chest. It's a bunch of bees, the hornets. They start attacking. Link swings across on a rope that I don't know where it's anchored to. There's no trees above Ganon, so that's
Yeah, I
interesting.
didn't think about that. What
Um,
is he swinging from?
and he swings it, grabs his sword back because remember Ganon stole the sword from Sleezebitch when he tried to sell it to him for 1,000 rupees, and then Zelda has a beehive in a catapult and launches it and puts it right into his stomach, right into the bread basket. And all the hornets and bees or whatever start swarming, and they're like, "Oh God, bees!" and run away. I have a question though, Dex.
Yes.
Why are the Stalfos running away?
I don't know. And they're
They're
not.
just
They're hopping
skeletons.
too. By the way, we didn't
Bees
mention that.
can't. Yeah, why are they hopping? That's not a thing in the games, is it?
No, they march around in the games, so I'm not sure why they have them hopping in this. But
That is such a bizarre choice, man. That is such a bizarre
yeah,
choice to do. I just I don't know why they were afraid of the bees. The bees can't hurt them. They're just bone.
they're just
It's not
bone.
like the bees will break their stinger on them. They don't feel pain. They have no muscles.
Yeah,
They have fear
I
for their
think they just
lives. But
run because Ganon goes, "Run away!"
oh, okay, that makes sense, but it's still silly.
It is absolutely.
Um, and then they see Ganon run away, and they're like, Link goes, "Oh no, the Triforce! We left Sleezenose. We left it unguarded. Sleezenose is going to get it." So they run back to check, and it's gone. And Link is all freaked out, and Zelda starts laughing because she suddenly she lifts her arms up and magics the Triforce out of a pile of dirty laundry.
Which
And
they
Link goes,
showed
"What?"
earlier, which I thought was weird that there was a giant pile of laundry earlier in the episode.
Foreshadowing, Dexter. Of course, the Triforce is going to be hidden in there. Of
Right.
course. Like, who wouldn't do that? I would totally hide the Triforce in my dirty laundry, as you do.
Like
Um,
full grown human height pile of laundry.
yeah, it's fucking huge. And Zelda basically says, "Well, like, don't worry. I figured he was going to do something like this." And then you see Sleezenose running away when he opens the chest to look at the Triforce. The magic that Sprite puts on it, because she mentioned Sprite helped her, goes away. And what is it, Dex? A callback from a minute or two ago. It's the ant hill, and he gets
Yep.
covered in ants and runs away. And
And
that's how
he
the
also
episode ends.
Yes, we did skip over the bee puns after they defeated Ganon.
Oh yes.
Zelda, out of character, is like, "We did it! Kiss me!" And Link responds with, "I would be happy to, honey." And then she's like, "Forget it. I hate puns."
I hate bad puns. If it was a
Yeah.
good pun, she was okay with it, but it wasn't a
Yeah.
good pun. So therefore, no kisses for Link.
Exactly.
Oh my god, it's so wild.
Only he could have either given a better pun or not said anything at all. But he couldn't resist. He couldn't resist his bad
Link
puns.
always has to say something. That's what Link do, you know?
Yep. Link be punning it up.
So Dexter, we finished the Zelda episode, but we have one more segment for our episode, and that is the Super Mario Brothers Super Show live action sketch that accompanied this. The
Yep.
name of this sketch is called The Great Hereafter. And there's some crazy lore drops in this episode, let me tell you.
And an amazing character name as well.
Yes. Oh, you're not on Blue Sky much, I know. I posted about this on Blue Sky, and we'll get into it. Um, so the short though begins. The live action segment begins with Mario sleeping in the middle of the day, having nightmares, and
Sitting up too, right? He's not even
sitting up
laying down.
with a blanket barely over him. And it's not like he's even sitting on something comfy. He's like sitting on the edge of a seat. Like it looks. Oh no, he is sitting on a couch, but his back's like I don't. This couch is very small. Like most of his back is not covered. It's very
Yeah.
strange. Anyway, um, so he's having nightmares. Luigi keeps saying like, "You keep having these nightmares. I'm worried about you. You know, like you have these dreams every night about who is it? It's his grandma." And Luigi goes, "I think Grandma's trying to reach out to you from beyond." He goes, "Beyond where? Newark?" And he goes, "No, like she's dead from beyond the grave." And they're trying to figure out like why Grandma is trying to contact them. They think Grandma is trying to contact them because Mario keeps having these nightmares, and they decide to call in a specialist. And who is the specialist? By the way, played by. Hold on, I looked her up. Why can't I find it now? I had it.
Elaine Kagan.
Yes, Elaine Kagan. Thank you. What is her credited name in this episode, Dexter?
Well, first of all, Mario calls her the Psycho. And then
Hmm.
Luigi realizes, he's like, "Oh, you mean psychic? The old psychic lady with the evil eye who reads fortunes and knows everything before it happens."
That is her exact credit, word for word. Excuse me. That's not
Yeah.
a description. That's her credit. I mean, it's both technically. It's both a description and a credit at the same time. But if you go onto IMDb and look up Elaine Kagan, Elaine Elaine, Kagan Kagan, Kagan, that you will find that on her IMDb page. It is funny that when I first was Googling her or like looking her up online, it went to Elena Kagan, the Supreme Court Justice. I'm like, no, no politics. Keep this out of here.
Keep
Uh,
politics out of my Mario.
and Mario out of my politics. But no, you got Mario in my politics. I got politics in your Mario. You got Mario. So they mention her, and she of course just appears at the door without them having to even ask her, because once again she can read the future and knows everything before it happens. And she starts doing, there's a small commercial break. This I would assume is where the cartoon would have come in. The cartoon would have ended, and when they come back, the Zelda cartoon would have ended. When they come back, they're having like a seance or like a reading, and instead of using tarot cards, she's just using traditional Western playing cards,
Giant Western playing cards, though.
giant ones. And what do I have in my notes? Apparently, in this, according to her, where are you? Where are you at? Apparently, a 9 of hearts means romance. And there's another one that means romance as well. She references another hearts one for romance, but then she looks at like a spade. I don't know which number or which, like if it's a king, jack, queen, or just another number, but a whatever of spades. And she goes, "Oh, that's not looking good," and then never explains it any further.
Yep. 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 Yeah. As you
and
do.
and so then they decide to have the seance to try to contact Mama Mario, right, or Grandma Mario, excuse me. And she's doing this whole thing. She's like, "Oh, spirits, please, I call forth the name of this tortured soul, Mario." And then she goes, "Wait, what's her name again?" He goes, Grandma Mario. I was named after her."
And she looks at Luigi and is like, "His name is Grandma? He must have gotten picked on in school."
I must have been razzed when he was a kid. And then Luigi goes, "Oh yeah, I remember we were playing Ring Around the Rosie." And then all of a sudden he cuts her off, and cuts Luigi off, excuse me, and he doesn't get to finish the story. And they do the whole thing, and she becomes Elaine Kagan, I'm not going to read her whole credit, the seance lady. She gets possessed by Grandma Mario, and she's actually genuinely, I love her performance in this. Like Elaine Kagan is so fun in this role. Like it's just, she is bonkers. She's chewing the scenery. I don't know if she's having fun, but she's sure like laying into it, and it's great.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she one of the best performances we've gotten from one of these extra characters.
For sure, man. Like it's for sure. And when she does take over as when grandma takes over her, she call, she calls Mario and Luigi slovenly garbanzo.
Yeah, yeah. She calls them her bambini, like little
Bambini,
boy.
slovenly garbanzo. Oh man, it's so fucking fun. I love it so much. Um and the whole thing, the reason why she's reaching Mario is that, or trying to reach Mario and Luigi. The place is a mess. Luigi doesn't clean behind his ears, and Mario needs to trim his nose hairs. That's it.
Yes, and
That's the
and
entire message.
everyone up there is laughing at her, making fun of her. And where Newark? And
That's honestly a pretty good callback. The
yeah,
constantly calling back to Newark is pretty funny,
it's instead of heaven or the afterlife or whatever.
or whatever it's supposed to be. Right? It's
Right.
it's really amusing. And they come back, you see do the Mario, and she makes them pay, like she becomes unpossessed. She says that they owe her $100, and that's the end of the cartoon, because then it's just the do the Mario once again, and that's pretty much it. um that's how the episode ends. I know we kind of burned through it on this one, but like this, there, it's weird. Like behind the scenes, we do have a time limit on this one, but like I really felt like while we were moving fast, I don't feel like we left much out. I feel like we covered almost every like notable thing in both the Zelda cartoon and the live action segment.
Yeah, both were pretty straightforward. There weren't really any like crazy, absurd, off the wall things that derailed us that much. It was pretty straightforward.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty much all there was to the episode. I guess we could just go straight into final thoughts, man. I know we're like pretty early on in the recording. A lot of times we go at least an hour. This will probably just be like 45 minutes to 50 minutes, but it is what it is. This was a shorter episode just because the Zelda episodes in general, I feel like, are a little bit shorter. There's a little bit less to talk about in these. Versus the Mario cartoons, which just have just more bizarre ideas. But I want to, you know what? I'll start off first with final thoughts. This was one of the better cartoon episodes for Zelda, I think. Like, not all of them were great. In general, I have not enjoyed many of these. This one was fun enough for me to watch just because the bizarreness of like just chucking hornet nests at Ganon was just so amusing to me. So I like this episode actually quite a bit. Like, compared to, relatively speaking, I wouldn't go out of my way to watch it again, but in comparison, like if we're grading it on a curve of the Zelda cartoon, to me this is one of the better ones. But what are your thoughts, Dex?
Yeah, same. I
Oh
would
my
put
god, we
this.
agree. This is like the first time.
I would put this slightly above average, like just because it's competent and it doesn't go crazy. I almost put this squarely in the middle because it doesn't do anything wrong. But it's also not great. I mean, I mentioned earlier, like the most exciting part was when he fought what he thought were the fake ruffians that were working for Sleezenose. That was kind of the most
Mhm.
exciting thing. And it is kind of disappointing that they defeated Ganon with bees, but there wasn't really. It was pretty straightforward. There wasn't a lot of crazy stuff. I guess the other crazy thing was roping up Goma, um, but it wasn't bad. It also wasn't good. Right down the middle. I think this happened a couple weeks ago where I actually enjoyed or a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago, when the Mario segment was better than the Zelda episode. This was probably, I actually really liked this Mario segment as well. Like, it was
Mhm.
coherent, it made sense. The performance was actually really good. I actually rank this was a really good Mario segment in my opinion, one of the
I
higher
agree. Actually, I
quality ones.
really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it made sense. There was it's crazy to think that like I'm giving points for having coherent internal logic to a short sketch, but that's not always a guarantee with these like little Mario segments that it makes sense. And this one did. It was fun.
Yeah, I liked it quite a bit. I also just love the lore drop of Mario being named after his grandmother. That was a highlight for me.
Grandma Mario. That's
And
how it's
also
named
calling them slovenly garbanzos just made me chuckle to
after.
no end.
Yeah.
But all right, well let's finish this one up. All right, let's wrap up this episode. Thank you all so much for listening. This was a good time as always. Dexter, if the people are to find you online, where can they find you? And is there anything you'd like to promote?
I'm quietly creeping around on the standard social medias of Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. I'm still sharing things that I find now and then that I think are interesting, either about animation or video game history, those kinds of things. I don't have anything personally that I feel like I can share. However, something that I've been enjoying that our listeners can go support and has ties to this show is Gabe Swore, our friend
Yeah.
who did
Hmm.
Captain N stuff. I don't know if you've been keeping up with this,
I have been.
Josh,
I'm
but
on his newsletter.
yeah, so he's making his own like little fan Mario game. You know, he's not doing anything totally super legit because I know that the Nintendo ninjas would come crashing through his roof, but it's just a fun little celebratory, you know, appreciation of Mario little game. And he, if you follow him on Instagram, he's been posting little updates of his development journey of the game. It's pretty cool.
It's awesome. Like, it's a really cool idea too. So yeah, I'm excited to see if he's able. I actually should reach out to him to see if he would want to like chat about it on the podcast or whatever. I don't know what he'd really. I'm not sure exactly what how far along. I don't know if he'd want to wait until it's like more like design, like more in the bag. So we'll see. I don't know. Well, it's really cool. He's making some pretty cool stuff right now. So shout out
Yeah,
Gabe. He's an awesome guy. I need to get him
he
back on
is.
the. I just need to like set aside some time to chat with him. It's been a minute.
Yeah,
Um,
same.
but yeah, all right. I'll include a link to Gabe's stuff in the show notes, as well, of course, as to your social media, Dexter. If you want to check out my stuff, of course, if you're listening to the show and you want to support me, you can follow me on social media at stillloadingpodcast.com on Blue Sky, at stillloadingpod on Twitch and Instagram. I stream on Twitch whenever the hell I'm really able to, so give me a follow there if you want to know when I go live. If you really like the show and you want to help more people find it, you can do so by giving it a 5-star rating or review on whichever podcasting app you use. It helps more people find the show and it makes me feel warm and fuzzy. I like feeling warm and fuzzy. You can also go to Patreon. There is a Patreon, patreon.com/stillloadingpod. For as little as $1 a month, you get all the episodes earlier with better audio quality, as well as access to patron voting rights, which when this episode comes out, I believe it was the episode before this is The Adventures of Bayou Billy, which was patron chosen. So we got to talk about some good old Bayou shenanery, and it was a good time. So you can also vote for future topics by joining the Patreon at just at the $1 level. For $3 a month over there, you get all the stuff at the previous tier plus patron shoutouts, which you heard at the beginning of the episode. For $4 a month, you get all the previous 2 tiers plus 2 mini bonus episodes every month. And for $5 a month, you get everything, all the previous tiers, plus access to my monthly movie podcast, which right now, a brand new series has just started over there. I just finished up the Fast and the Furious movies. Now we're on to Still Muppeting, where me and Doug Leaf from the Nostalgia Marcanum podcast are covering every Muppet movie, as well as some of the non-Muppet ones, like, Dark Crystal, Labyrinth, that kind of stuff. So if that sounds interesting to you, that is all over the Patreon at the $5 level, patreon.com/stillloadingpod. But that's it. That is all the time I have for you on this episode of Still Loading. Thank you all so much for listening. Dexter, thank you once again for joining me.
It was a blast as always.
And with all that said, listeners, excuse me, princess.